Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Temple Sinai. For those of you who have not been here before, I am Chazan Cliff Abramson, and I am fortunate enough to have up on the beam with me Bethany Lineweber, the Director of Youth Education, Outreach, and Engagement. But all of that information pales in comparison to why you are here today. This is the Simcha of Simchas. This is the time that Madeline Gersh will be called to the Torah to bless the Torah on behalf of the congregation for the very first time. Everything that leads up to that will cause amazement and wows across the board. I know. That's how it's been so far. But we begin this service, and you don't have it in your booklets. It is a song of welcome, as we really would like to welcome you all here for this special event. It's Hine Matov, how good it is that we are here together. If you know it, please join with us. If you don't know it, join with us anyway. Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam. And now we begin our service proper as we invite Madeline and her parents to the front of the bima for the blessing of donning the talit. Amen.
Yikara v'yikara shemhei rabba.
Amen.
B'amad yivrach yotev yamlich malchutei. B'chai yechon uvyom echon uvchai dechol be'Yisrael. B'Havdallah-Bat u'bizman kariv v'yimeru hamin. V'hishmei rabba mebarach la'alam hamei hamaya. Yibarach, yibarach v'yishtabach v'ba'ar v'raman v'naseh v'hadar v'halev v'halal shemei tikudasha barichu le'elan minchu birchata v'shir hata tushbechata v'nechem hata de'aman rin v'ama v'miru amen. Please rise for the Baruchu. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Le'olam
God of all creation, you are blessed with each soul's breath. Your greatness and goodness fill the world. Knowledge and understanding surround your glory. Holiest are you among the holy, seated in glorious splendor, radiating purity and justice, bestowing love and kindness. In knowledge and understanding, you created the heavenly lights, giving them strength and power to bring light into the world. Full of splendor, they radiate brightness. The world is warmed by their flames. We rejoice in their comings and goings, reflecting the will of their Creator. Glory and honor they give to you, glowing praises to your rule. You call to the sun, and it gives forth light. You set the patterns of the moon. You are honored throughout the heavens with songs of glory and praise. We are now on the bottom of page 5. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Through all things past, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you, and endow fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai Hama-Ariv Arvim. We now continue with Ahavat Olam on page 6.
Ahavat Olam Bet Yisrael Amechatan Torah u'mitzvot Chokim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu lesafenu U'komenu la'ashiach b'chuchecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם כי הם חיינו ועורף ימינו ובהם נגד יומם ולילה נגד יומם ולילה ויאבק אל תסיר ממנו לעלמי ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל אוהב עמו
In each age we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment we are addressed by the world. In each age we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment we stand face to face with truth. In each age we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment the knowing heart is filled with wonder. In each age the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. I would like to call up my sister to recite the Shema with me. Ready? Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto. Oh, please be seated. בכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובפלגתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. We continue on page 10 for the Micha Mocha.
Micha Mocha is a time where gravity shows itself. It is a song of freedom. It is a song that we sing about yesterday's freedom and today's freedom. And so some of you probably know this, especially those of you who have been to camp. So please join in with us.
Mitzvah mocha ha'elim Adonai, mitzvah mocha nedar b'kodesh, noratei lo shefel, noratei lo shefel. Lekutech ובניך בוקי הים לפני משה זלי רנו ויאמרו אדוני ולא לעולם עבוד.
The Hashki Venu can be found on page 11.
השכיבנו, אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו, אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomerenu lechagim. Ashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomerenu lechagim.
We continue on page 13 with Vishamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam barito Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat, La'asot Shabbat, Ledor Tamperito. Beni Uvein Bnei Yisrael, Oti Leolam, Oti Leolam, Vishamru Bnei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, La'alot Et HaShabbat, Ledor Tamperito. Ki Sheshe Yamim Hasadonai, Hasadonai, Et HaShamayim Ve'et HaAretz, Vishamru Bnei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, La'asot Et HaShabbat, Ledor Tamperito. Uvayom HaShvi'i, Shabbat Vayinavash, Shabbat Vayinavash, Shabbat Vayinavash, Vishamru Bnei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, La'asot Et HaShabbat, Ledor Tamperito. For all who are able to, please rise for tefillah. Adonai, Sifai Taif Tiftachu V'Yagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, v'zocher hasteavot ve'imahot, imhevi ge'ula, livnei b'neihem l'mahan shimho, ve'ahava, melech ozer u'moshiach u'magin. Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Abraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayei hakol atah rav lechoshia. Mechakel chayim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim v'rofei holim, umatir aserim, umekayem emunato, hishenei ava, micham hocha al kivurot, umito melach. Melech Mimid Umechayeh Umatzmiya Yeshua V'ne'eman atah l'chachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei hakol. I would like to call up my sister Molly to the bima podium.
You set aside the seventh day for your name, the pinnacle of creation, and you blessed it all above other days, more sacred than all festival times. So it is written in your Torah. The heaven and the earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God had completed the work that had been done, ceasing then on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, and ceased from all the creative work that God had chosen to do.
We continue on page 20. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvah and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai, our God, grant as our heritage your holy Shabbat, that Israel who sanctifies your name may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise.
Please be seated. The prayer Shalom Ra is a prayer for peace. And as I mentioned last night, we have the same prayer in the evening service. We have a similar prayer in the morning service. In fact, we have this prayer in every service that we do. It's a prayer for peace. And as most of you probably can tell, we could never have too many prayers for peace. But this particular prayer, this particular moment is especially joyful for me, as I have been asked to fulfill the honor of doing this prayer with our bat mitzvah in solidarity. So, if you'll excuse me.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
If you would all kindly take a moment of silence for your own thoughts and your own prayers at this time.
Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imanu U'yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Say shalom וישן שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועמנו הארץ ועל כל ישראל
And now we're going to begin our Torah service, and I'm going to ask Rachel Roth and Amy Rentmore to please come up to have the honor of opening the Ark. I'm also going to invite up Pam and Michael Kozlow, Patty and David Gersh, Wendy Kozlow and Adam Gersh for the beautiful passing of the Torah from Lador Vador, generation to generation.
Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities, to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah, and let their children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai your God. Happy is the one who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding, for its value is greater than silver, its yield than fine gold, it is more precious than rubies, no treasure can match it. In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Please be seated. at the time of the Torah service, it is believed that when we do a mitzvah, perhaps it is heard more at the most important mitzvah. And so we are about to offer a prayer for refuah shlema, a prayer for healing of the sick, of body, mind, spirit, and soul. And so, if I may, while I cross over to the other side, is there anyone here for whom we could offer a Misha Berach for? Anyone here? Anyone? Yes. Okay. Anyone here would like to mention a name for someone in their family who is ill? Yes, did I miss someone? Mazel tov, we have a group of very, very healthy people here. Please join me, if you know this, for our prayer for healing, for our congregation, for everyone we know, and everyone whose lives we touch. And now we begin our Torah service proper as we begin to offer the aliyot to those individuals who will be coming up to give us the first blessing, so on and so forth. But first, I'd like to ask Madeline just to make sure, as is often our custom, that we'll be chanting from the beginning of her Torah portion. So let's take a look. coming up here, the actual blessing will be right here to the right. Begin now as we call up.
Baruch Hu es Adonai HaMvarach. Baruch Adonai HaMvarach Li'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Asher Bocha Bonu Mikol Ha'amim. V'nosan Lanu es Toraso. Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen. Vayda Adonai el Moshe Lemor. Daber el Kol Adat B'nai Yisrael. V'amarta Alehem Kedoshim Tihu Ki Kadosh Ani Adonai Elohechem. Yehi Shimo V'aviv Tirahu V'et Shabbatot Tishmaru Ani Adonai Elohechem. Al tivnu el ha'elilim Velohei masecha Lo ta'asu lachem Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Asher nosan lanu Torah emes. V'chayei olam v'ta b'sochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Yeah, that's my place. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Barach. Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam V'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'nasan lanu es retzah. Baruch atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen. Vechi tizbechu Zevach shalamim Adonai Lirtzonachem tizbechu Bayom zivchachem Yechel u'mimachorat V'nichrata ad yom hashlishi Ba'esh yisarev Ve'im He'achol yechel Bayom hashlishi Pigu lo yiratzeh Ve'ochel ha'vo no yisa Ki et kodesh Adonai Hillel V'nichrata ha'nefesh hahi Me'hamecha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher b'asan lanu Torah emes. V'yehei elom echad echol. Baruch atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Stevenson, the third
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamvarach. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amin v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Uvkut rachem eketzir artzachem lo techalem be'at tzadacha liktor v'leketziracha lo tilhaked v'charmecha lo tilhel uveret karmecha lo tilhaked le'ani v'lager to'ozo votam Anhi Adonai Elohechem Lo tignovu V'lo techachashu V'lo teshakaru Ish ba'amito V'lo teshavu Bishmi la shaker V'hilata et sham Elohecha Anhi Adonai Lo ta'ashok et re'acha V'lo tigzol Lo te'alin Peulat sachir Itecha ad boker
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam etah b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
If I don't get this right, I'll be rather. When he caused Lord, Adam first to the kingdom, to bless the Lord.
Baruch hu Adonai Hamvarach. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Lo tekalel cheresh v'lifnei iver Lo titein michshol v'yarhetam Elohecha Ani Adonai Lo ta'asu avel b'mishpat Lo tisah p'nei dal V'lo tadal p'nei gadol B'tzedek tishpo tamitecha Lo ta'lehach rachil ba'amecha Lo ta'amod al dam rehecha Ani Adonai Lo tisna et achicha bilvavecha Hochehach tochiach et amitecha V'lo tisa alav ched Lo tikom v'lo titor et b'nei amecha V'avta l'recha kamocha Ani Adonai
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. My favorite part.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Elam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Betukotai tishmoru behem techalo tarbiha kilaim sadacha lo tizra kilaim uveged kilaim sha'at nes lo ya'ala alecha ve'ish kishkav et isha shichvat zera vehevi shivcha necherefet leish vehovda lo nivdata ov huvsha lo nitama bikoret tihei lo ya'ala alecha vehevi kilo ufasha Adonai el petach ohel mohed el asham. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Please rise. וזאת התורה ששם משה לפני בני ישראל. ועבדתי רבות ליד We continue with the Havdallah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratzav divrehem enemarit ve'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah v'Moshe avdo v'Yisrael hamo u'nvi'ei ha'emet v'atzedek. Vayehi devar Adonai Elahi lehimor ve'ata ben adam hatishpot et yir hadamim ve'hodata et kol tohavoteha ve'amarta ko amar Adonai Elohim ir shofech et dam betocha lavo ita apacht, ashamt, uvgilulayich, asher asit tamet, v'takrivi yameich, v'tavo an shenotayich, al kain nitatich cherpa legoim, v'kalasa lecho ha'aratzot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzor kol ha'olamim, tzadich b'chol hadarot, hayal haneman, haomer v'oseh, hamadaber kayim, shechol devarav b'emet v'tzedek, al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al ha'nevi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, likdushav l'ninucha, lechavod ultifaret, al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, umvarachim otach, yitbarach shimcha b'fi kol hayim, tamid le'olam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat.
This is mine. And now, I would like to invite all the children, including your friends, to come up and grab the candy and help us clean up the bima. Come on up.
I thought that was after my Torah portion.
No, we're going to clean it up first.
Yeah,
It's a mitzvah when you get hit, right?
it landed on the podium. It's just English. What's next?
Your speech. Well, all right, as you make your way to your seats, can everybody please rise as we are going to be returning the Torah to the Ark. I invite up Kari Ellingstad and Amy Newman to open the Ark for us.
Shabbat Shalom. I am so thankful that you are all here to celebrate with me tonight. We are all so busy, and therefore knowing that you made the time and effort to be here means the world to both me and to my parents. I have friends and family who flew in from Colorado, New York, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Ohio, and from my birthplace, Charlottesville, Virginia. Thank you to all of you who have traveled from out of state, and to everyone here from Florida as well. My Parsha Kedoshim comes from the book of Leviticus, the third book in the Torah. This Parsha describes the rules of being holy. For example, in chapter 19, verse 3, we read, "You shall each revere his mother and his father." This is something that we have all been taught since we were young. Respect your parents. In chapter 19, verse 4, we read, "Do not turn to idols for worship." But I believe that the most important rule in Kedoshim is to love yourself as you would your neighbor. While this doesn't mean your literal neighbor, it implies that you should not hurt or do something negatively to impact someone that you would not want to happen to yourself. However, this rule in Kedoshim implies to not treat others the way you would want to be treated. For example, people at my school can be mean, disrespectful, and hurtful to others. As my Parsha states, these people should really love themselves as they would their neighbors. This rule means to treat others with kindness. There is already too much hate and cruelty in this world. People must start treating others how they would want to be treated. For instance, if you had the opportunity to meet a famous celebrity or athlete, you would treat them with respect and kindness. Shouldn't that be the way you interact with everyone you meet? I think so, and I encourage you to do the same. My Mitzvah and Tzedakah projects revolve around Holocaust remembrance. When my mom went to Israel in 2018, she visited the Holocaust Museum Yad Vashem. There, she learned about the Remembrance Program. This program was founded in 2003 to remember the 1.5 million children lost in the Holocaust. Since it was founded, more than 27,000 children have been remembered at B'nai Mitzvah ceremonies in more than 1,100 congregations worldwide. When we reached out to the program to request a name, we were asked if I had a sister. This is because the Remembrance Program found 2 sisters from Romania with the last name Gersh. I do have a younger sister, Molly, so we were given the names of Judith and Eva Gersh. Judith and Eva were sisters who perished in the Holocaust at the ages of 12 and 8. I'm honoring Judith Gersh tonight. Molly will honor Eva Gersh when she is called to the Torah. Judith Gersh was born in Dida, Romania in 1932. She perished in June 1944. This chair on the bima with a talit draped over it is for her. I hope that Judith and her family are with us tonight in spirit and know that we remember them. I carry Judith's memory in my heart tonight and all nights. I want to help the Remembrance Program carry on their ambition to have all 1.5 million children lost in the Holocaust remembered. I hope that future B'nai Mitzvah students at Temple Sinai will also contact the Remembrance Program and request a name of a child to be honored at their B'nai Mitzvah ceremonies. Another part of my Mitzvah project is doing my part to help Temple Sinai in their Tabs for Souls project. For the last 11 years, Temple Sinai has been collecting tabs to reach their goal of 6 million tabs, to honor the 6 million Jews who suffered and died in the Holocaust. Currently, we have 3.2 million tabs. In 5th and 6th grade, I asked my classmates to help with this project. Tonight, I am asking for your help. These jars will be available for you to take home tonight. I have counted how many tabs will fit into this. I've counted how many tabs will fit into this jar. It's 206. If every family takes home a jar, we will be able to collect 18,000 tabs for Temple Sinai and get us that much closer to our goal. I will also be setting up donation jars for tabs at local restaurants. You may be wondering what Temple Sinai will do with the 6 million tabs once they have been collected. The Jewish Federation of Sarasota and Manatee Counties will be building a sculpture to display the tabs. I'm setting aside 5% of my Bat Mitzvah gift money. Half will be donated to the Remembrance Program and half to the Jewish Federation to help pay for the cost of building the sculpture. I want to thank Chazan for all of his help preparing me for today. I always looked forward to our Wednesday tutoring sessions. Even if I thought I completely bombed the verse, you were always right there to tell me that I did amazing. Your magic tricks are awesome. Thank you so much for making my bat mitzvah experience fun. I have great memories which I will never forget. I would also like to thank Griffin, Sitar, and Lucy. Most of the prayers I recited today were taught to me by you. I can't thank you enough for your patience and support. I next want to thank Gaveret Bethany. You immediately welcomed me when I first came to Hebrew school. I always looked forward to Wednesday Hebrew school with you. All the events you plan are fun, and you are just an awesome person to be around. Thank you to my incredible friends who came here to support me today. I've been counting down the days to my bat mitzvah, starting at 190. You may have been tired of hearing about it, but you still shared my enthusiasm and supported me. I want to thank Grandma, Zeta David, Grammy, and Zeta Mike. I am so lucky that you all live in Lakewood Ranch and that I get to see you all the time. I love you all very much. I also want to thank my sister Molly. You can definitely be annoying and moody, but I still love you and truly appreciate your random acts of kindness. Next, my parents. You really are fantastic. I can't believe the big day we've been planning is finally here. I appreciate the time and effort you put in to prepare for my big day. You're my whole world, and I love you so much. Again, thank you to everyone who has come here to celebrate with me today. When I look back on this day, I will remember all the amazing people who came here to support me and how happy I was on the day I finally became a bat mitzvah. Shabbat Shalom.
May God bless you and keep you. May God look kindly upon you and be gracious to you. May God reach out to you in tenderness and give you peace. Amen. And now, of course, after all that's been said, it would not be complete without a final word from Mom and Dad. So please, if you would.
Madeline, congratulations on becoming a bat mitzvah. We are so proud of you, and you did beautifully tonight. Beautifully. As you may know, October 31st is my absolute favorite day of the year. You may think it's because I love to celebrate Halloween, and that is true. I do love Halloween. But the actual reason that I love October 31st is because on the morning of October 31st, 2008, I peed on a stick, and I found out that you were on your way. I was ecstatic, and I remember everything about that day. Everywhere I went, everyone I talked to, everything. I wanted to be a mom more than anything, and it was finally happening. So while I always celebrate you on your birthday, what you may not know is that I also celebrate you every October 31st. When you were born on July 16, 2009, you gave me the most precious gift imaginable. You made me a mom, and you know you love to tell me that. I never knew how much I was capable of loving someone until you were born. A few weeks after you were born, I even asked Grammy if she had loved me the way that I loved you. And when she confirmed yes, I cried because I just never knew that kind of love until you were born. And I also wish I hadn't been such an awful teenager. You are named for my grandmother Mary, who I also loved very much and who I was fortunate to have known for 26 years. I always knew that if I was lucky enough to have a daughter, that I would name her after my grandmother. And that is how you were named Madeline. And I know that she would have loved you to pieces. Madeline, watching you grow up has been amazing. You were a bright, confident, loving little girl who is growing up into a bright, confident, loving young woman. As far back as I can remember, you have had a love for babies and little kids. Whenever we'd be at a pool or at a playground and there was a baby or a toddler around, you would saunter up or paddle over to the parent and strike up a conversation so that you could play with their baby. I find that difficult to do even now as an adult. And that is a really remarkable skill to have, especially at such a young age. And it will take you a long way. As you have gotten older, I have been both terrified and awestruck at your fearlessness. I watch you climb the ropes of the silks at circus, and I wonder, where does she get that upper body strength? Not for me. Where does she get the confidence to try those circus tricks? Definitely not for me. I truly admire your enthusiasm and your willingness to try new things and to trust in yourself. Again, that will take you far. I am so proud of you for all the work you have put into preparing for tonight. We had to do very little to encourage you to practice for today. You were always eager to meet with Hazan, and you would leave his office beaming with the satisfaction that you had done well, and that was so wonderful to watch. Madeline, I thank God for you every day, even on the days that you do drive me to the brink of insanity. Please know that even on those days, I love you. I love you to pieces. Thank you for being you. Thank you for making me a mom. And congratulations on your very special day. No.
Can I switch? Madeline, I've long thought about the day that one of my children would be bar and bat mitzvahed, and you've more than exceeded any and all expectations on how well they would do on their special day. One of the things I find most impressive about you is your dedication and love of learning, especially when it comes to Judaism. I hear you humming familiar prayer tunes as you prance around the house, and it fills me with joy that you not only learn but embrace Jewish culture and prayers. You proudly take on the prayers when we go over to Grandma and Zeta's house on Friday nights, and take such pride in singing Hebrew. When most children, and myself included, are faced with the prospect of attending religious school, they find a way, anyway, to get out of it, but you are different in that respect. I love that you truly value your culture and the history of the Jewish people. I think your mother covered many of the points I wanted to cover regarding how special and unique you are and how much we love you. I'd just like to give you some advice. Please sit back and reflect upon this moment, upon this day. Today is a day of celebration and joy as you become a bat mitzvah, and this is one of those days that you will remember for the rest of your life. Appreciate how fortunate we are as a family to have such wonderful friends and family who love us and want to spend time to memorialize this day. Be thankful that we have such a vibrant Jewish community here in Sarasota where we can practice Judaism and forge relationships with amazing members at Temple Sinai. And simply enjoy and have fun as we all celebrate with you tonight. I thought about my own bar mitzvah, and I'm so fortunate to be able to still have many of my close family still with us who were there on that day many years ago. My greatest wish is that you too will be able to celebrate this day with children in your future, and you continue to live and experience life on your terms. I love you very much. Okay.
You stay right there. Okay. I know I've said this before, but following the parents is always difficult. They make me choked up. So I'm not going to bring all these awesome gifts that are behind me in front, but they're behind me. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm so glad to have you all here at Temple Sinai. I'm Bethany Lineweber. I'm the Director of Youth Education and Outreach and Engagement, and I have had the pleasure of knowing the family and Madeline and Molly in the school. And so I'm going to speak a little bit about that and then gift you some beautiful things. So 4 years ago, a small, quiet, high-pitched Madeline walked into our Wednesday Hebrew class. It was often we had to ask her to speak louder or repeat herself, and it was not long, though, after that first day, she started to come out of her shell and get comfortable with us. She may have been tiny and soft-spoken, but she was strong, and you still are, and funny, witty, curious. She always asked questions. She participated and shared wonderful Jewish experiences. She has an opinion, and I remember in 4th grade, when we were recreating the story of Passover as a play, it was unanimous, the students and I decided, that Madeline should play the role of God. Just tells you a little bit. Madeline has always been enthusiastic, as your parents said, about coming to Temple Sinai and learning Hebrew and prayers and all things Jewish. You make me look good. You make our madrachim look good, but it's really inside your heart and your neshama, your soul. She is a proud Jew. She's an incredible role model for younger children. I cannot wait for you to be one of my star madrachim, which are our teacher assistants. Madeline came to me and initiated and wanted to find a way to collect more tabs. She spoke about it a little bit, so I'm not going to go into detail, but this has always been important to her. And together, we created flyers, we found bins, and she went to her school, she collected the tabs, she spoke to her classes, and shared. I believe you were in 5th grade at that time, yeah? And it was just the beginning. This is all just the beginning of your Jewish journey. I am so excited to watch you continue to grow into the beautiful young woman you have begun to be already. I feel blessed to be a part of your life and truly look forward to seeing you be a part of the future of the Jewish community and Temple Sinai. You did incredible, as I knew you would. Mazel tov. So I'm going to let you know what you're getting from everybody. The Kiddush cup you're going to receive today and the set of Shabbat candlesticks are gifts from the Women of Sinai and the Men's Club. The prayer book is a gift from the congregation. There is a tzedakah box, which is from Safety, which we know you've already started getting involved in our youth group, and we hope you will continue to do so. And then in this folder are 2 really important certificates. One is $250 towards your first trip, or your trip to Israel. Maybe not your first, but a trip to Israel with Nifty. And we hope you will keep this somewhere special, maybe frame it, put it up, your bat mitzvah certificate saying that today actually happened and you've accomplished this and how proud of we are for you at Temple Sinai. Mazel tov. I love you. I knew you'd do amazing. Mwah.
Please rise for the elect. We take time every Shabbat to remember those individuals who were part of our lives who are not with us any longer. We also remember those for whom their time of their passing was not known to us. And since Kaddish is part of our heritage, it's one of our obligations, we say Kaddish for them as well. And so, if you would rise at this time with those thoughts in your mind, we will say Kaddish together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash merabah, be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, be'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayed dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kari v'emeru amen. Yehesh merabah mevorach le'olam olmei almaya, יתברך וישתבח ויפואר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה ושפחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה יתברך ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום לנאמר הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. Please be seated. Now, when we are doing a simcha like this at this particular time of day, we do something called Havdallah. Havdallah comes from the verb lehavdil, which means to separate. Normally it means to separate Shabbat from the rest of the week, but the added meaning this time is we separate that time before Madeline became a bat mitzvah. That time we proudly can call her a bat mitzvah. And so, if you'll just allow me for a moment to put the guitar back on, we will sing Havdalah and we will invite Madeline to call all her religious school friends and all of her other friends to come on up and join her in Havdalah. Just wait one moment. Yes, that would be fine. No, not that fine, Bethany. That's good, that's good.
Hebrew school friends, come on up. All friends.
that's is as good of a week as we're going to have. So let's hear it. It's going to be a good week.
המקל בן קודש לכל, חכותינו ימחול, זרנו בכספנו ירד בכחול, וככוכבים הלילה. שבוע טוב, 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 שבוע טוב. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. Shavua Tov, everyone. Madeline, wish everyone a Shavua Tov.
Adam and Wendy, do you want to just come up and tell everyone what to do from here? All right, if everyone at this time, we're going to move through these doors and into the social hall to celebrate this amazing accomplishment. Mazel tov.
At least it's not, oh God, we'll get in trouble.
Oh, do you have my towels back?